All right, all right. Well, welcome you guys to our Boom Zoom and Melody McFarland, Ambassador Diamond. Want to go over a couple of announcements. I've got a couple of things I want to read to you, and Blair's going to come in here in a minute, and he's got a couple of things to say to y'all. Um, First of all, I like to start everything with there's an author. Her name is Sarah Young, and she's written two um, devotionals every day, 365 days a year, Jesus Always, and then Jesus Calling. And I have for years read out of Jesus Calling, but I'm going to read out of Jesus Always right now for September the 13th. And this is Jesus talking to you, okay? He says, "Your life is a precious gift from me. Open your hands and your heart to receive this day gratefully. Relate to me as your Savior and friend, but remember, I am also your Creator, God. All things were created by me. As you go through this day that I've gifted to you, look for signs of my abiding presence. I am with you, watching over you continually. On bright, joyful days, speak to me about the pleasures I provide as you thank me for them. Your joy will expand abundantly, and on dark, difficult days, grasp my hand in trusting dependence, and I will help you, beloved. Your physical life is an amazing gift, but your spiritual life is a treasure of infinite value. People who don't know me as Savior will spend an eternity in terrible separation from me. But because you belong to me, you will live with me forever, enjoying a glorified body that will never get sick or tired. I mean, can you imagine? Since I have saved you by grace through faith, let thankfulness for this indescribable gift fill you with overflowing joy." Isn't that awesome? Oh my gosh. So that's one thing I wanted to read to you. Second thing, y'all forgive me, I don't know if it's allergies or a cold or what. I was just this weekend with several of the leaders at Ashley Sinclair's house in Lubbock, Texas. And Danny, aka Precious, cooked for us all on Saturday night, and he made chicken fajitas, and him and his mom chopped up avocados and made guacamole. I mean, the biggest bowl of guacamole I've ever seen in my life. But they did all that. And Sunday morning, he comes in saying, "I feel awful. I have a cold. I'm so sick. And I'm so worried that I had my hands all over that food and people are going to get sick." Well, I can't hardly breathe. But anyhow, I got to take my vitals and my greens. I'm doubling up on all that and taking all my other stuff. Anyhow, this book right here is John Maxwell, and it's called The Maxwell Daily Reader. I highly recommend this. So you've got your daily devotion that you would do, that with your time you spend with the Lord, and then you've got John Maxwell with a daily business reader. It's insight to develop the leader within you and influence those around you. So it's 365 days. So September the 13th with John Maxwell says, becoming more solution oriented. So how do you look at life? Do you see a solution in every challenge or a problem in every circumstance? To make yourself a more solution oriented team player, refuse to give up. Think about an impossible situation you and your teammates have all but given up overcoming. Now determine not to give up until you find a solution. Number 2, refocus your thinking. No problem can withstand the assault of sustained thinking. Set aside dedicated time with a key teammate to work on this problem. Make sure it's prime think time, not leftover time when you're tired or distracted. Number 3, rethink your strategy. Get out of the box of your typical thinking, break a few rules, brainstorm absurd ideas, redefine the problem, do whatever it takes to generate fresh ideas and approaches to the problem. And number 4, repeat the process. If at first you don't succeed in solving the problem, keep at it. If you do solve the problem, then repeat the process with another problem. Remember, your goal is to cultivate a solution-oriented attitude that you bring into play at the time. And he says, do you see a problem in every circumstance or a solution in every challenge? And this kind of went along. We had a leadership Zoom with Mark a few weeks ago, and he talked about reinventing yourself, that it's time to reinvent yourself. If what you're doing and what you've always done is still working, stay with it. I mean, definitely hear me on this. Stay with what's working for you. But if you're struggling a little bit and you're just kind of, you feel like you've hit a wall or whatever, then now you got to sit back and reinvent yourself. What does that mean? That means thinking outside of the box, like John Maxwell just said. It means looking at what some other people are doing that are having success and watching them, following them, and seeing if that is something you can do. But you don't do it just like them. I mean, you want to be you. Always be you, because people are going to follow you and fall in love with you. So, reinventing yourself, still stay with who you are, but maybe you could start to, if you've never done an expo, maybe you can do an expo. If you've never done social media, maybe you can start doing some host-to-post. We're going to talk a little bit about the Connect app. It's actually a little bit easier than I thought it was. When I was at Ashley's this weekend, we watched Barbara Bozer's video on how to use the Connect app, and it was actually a little bit simpler than I thought it was, but we'll get back to that in a minute. So anyhow, reinvent yourself. What that is for you, I don't know, but it's thinking outside your normal box and maybe stepping out on faith and being a little bit vulnerable to, like, do some lives, do that. Whatever it is, just start thinking outside the box, okay? So let me just kind of go over some announcements. Blair's going to be in here in a minute. He's going to talk to y'all. But right now we've got the Disney promo going on until midnight on Sunday. Is that Sunday? Friday? Saturday, right? The 15th, whenever that is. Today's the 13th, so I guess it is Saturday. Anytime you get a commission qualified distributor, you're going to get an entry into the Disney trip, and you're also going to get a wrap reward. So that's pretty cool. And you still have time to get people involved and let them see about getting some people involved so that they get some entries. We also have free shipping going on. Any orders over $49, they're going to get free shipping and a free gift. It's I think it's the shaker bottle is what they're going to get. Right now, we get ProFit. ProFit is on a BOGO. I'm sorry to say, I think they're phasing out of ProFit. So if you're a ProFit lover, then you better stock up and buy one, get one free. I believe that also comes with a shaker bottle too. So anything else that's going on? I was looking at my notes here. Rank up bonuses. Do we still have some of that going on? Anybody who's in that? We still have the Ruby and the Emerald rank up bonuses. Y'all keep your fingers crossed. We're all praying that Mark just does something crazy with rank up bonuses. So I'm just declaring and decreeing that he's going to do something great with that for everybody. Now, I don't know that, okay? So don't go around saying, Mel said they're going to do something for everybody. Oh, my goodness. No, I didn't say that. I'm saying keep your fingers crossed and pray and ask the Lord to speak to Mark and, have him do something amazing. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. I'm going to talk for a minute. Blair will be here in a minute. I'm going to talk just a little bit longer. I wanted to share with you. Sorry, y'all. A little bit about being at Ashley Sinclair's. I've got to tell you a story that happened that I thought was the most awesome thing to get to witness, y'all. It's about overcoming fear, okay? Overcoming something in your life that has held you back, okay? So, oh, I hear somebody. Y'all make sure you're muted. Where's that at? Y'all make sure you're muted. Where do I do that at? Manage participants. Okay, mute them all. Okay. So I had no idea. Y'all know how awesome Ashley Sinclair is. I mean, she is such a neat person. She's just as real can be. But she hated dogs, hated cats, hated animals. Her kids have been begging for her to get a dog or a puppy or a kitten or something. All these, for many years, Danny likes dogs and he's been wanting a dog, but she's just like, no, absolutely not getting any dogs, blah, blah, blah. So she has just had a hard, steadfast rule. She said she finally relented and let the girls have some betta fish, and they totally take care of the betta fish. And she's like, I don't want any part of it. So on Thursday night, we had people coming in at all different hours or whatever, and one of her personally enrolled girls, Alyssa Bowman, beautiful girl. She's a presidential diamond. She's kicking butt right now. She's one of Ashley's favorite people. She's personally enrolled by Ashley. And Alyssa had her mom's taking care of her mom and dad's little dog. Her name is Sprinkles. And they have gone to Europe for a 2-week celebration of their anniversary. And so Alyssa is an only child. And so she was going to be taking care of this little cute little tiny little teacup Yorkie named Sprinkles. So the plan is because Ashley said, absolutely, you cannot bring that dog here. And so Sprinkles was supposed to go over to one of Ashley's other distributors' houses. Her name is Camille. And Sprinkles is supposed to go to Camille's. But Alyssa's flight got delayed. And so have a seat right there. I'm going to tell this story and then I'll bring you on. Blair just walked in. Oh, my nose is itching, y'all. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. So the plan is that Alyssa was going to take the dog when she got in. She was going to take the dog over to Camille's because Camille already has a dog. And they were going to keep the dog there at her house and not at Ashley's. Okay. So Alyssa's flight was delayed. So she had texted Ashley and said, do you mind if I come on straight to the house? She wasn't going to get there till about midnight. She said, can I come on straight to the house and bring Sprinkles with me? And then I'll take her over to Camille's in the morning when I get here. So we're sitting around in the living room area and we're all just talking when she gets that text. And Ashley's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's doing this to me. She knows I hate dogs. And she goes, I cannot believe she's doing this. She knows I'm going to tell her that I can't tell her no. So she texted her back. She said, yes, but please, the dog's got to go in the morning. So when Alyssa comes, of course, we're all crazy about this little puppy. Well, she's 8 years old. She's not a puppy, but she's cute, tiny, tiny little in your hands, little teacup, little Yorkie. And so Allie Antonacci was holding the puppy, and we were all just like, ooh, how cute. And Ashley's over there just making faces and going, gross, I mean, I was just really, who doesn't love dogs, And I just couldn't believe that that's my dog. Okay, so talking to dogs, that's my dog hacking over there. It's not Blair. So So, Ashley's just making these faces. I'm like, keep it away. I don't want to look at it. So Ashley Renault went and grabbed Sprinkles, and she was holding Sprinkles. And so we were talking, and we said, Ashley, why do you hate dogs? I mean, look at this cute little thing. And she's like, I hate him. So we're like, well, what happened? Something had to happen that you don't like dogs. Did you get bit by a dog? What happened? And she said, well, when I was a little girl, she said I had 2 little dogs, and she said they were just my best friends. I loved those dogs with everything in me. And she said that they used to like to lay in the sun out on the carport, and they were behind the tires of her mom's car. And her mom got in the car and backed over them. And then Ashley was screaming. So then the mom went forward and ran over them again. And then as Ashley continued to scream, the mom backed up again. She didn't realize she was hitting the dogs. She had no idea. So Ashley watched her 2 little dogs being killed in this tragic accident. So her mom and dad and her brother, they had a little funeral service for the dogs. But then when she was in the house, she was just devastated. And she said she looked out the window and happened to see her dad put the dogs in a garbage bag and put them in the dumpster. And so that was it changed her life. That horrible, tragic thing caused her to put a wall up over her heart about dogs. So, I'm going to get emotional about this. Oh my gosh, because I'm just thinking about my little dogs. But so as we're sitting there, Ashley Renault said, talking to Ashley Sinclair said, Ashley, I think you need to hold this puppy. And Ashley's like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to. And Ashley Renault just put the puppy in Ashley's lap. The tears just started. I mean, Ashley broke down and just sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. And she said, I've never thought I could love a dog again. And she goes, I love this little puppy. And all weekend, you guys, she didn't let Alyssa take the dog to Camille's. She kept the dog right there. She held that dog. She slept with the dog. But to me, it was the biggest breakthrough of a fear that she had, that if she loved something again, that she would be hurt again. So I just thought that was an amazing lesson in life, that whenever something is holding you back, you need to start thinking back on what could possibly be that is hurting you and keeping you from all God's best that he has for you. Because there's stuff. We all have stuff, y'all. We have stuff. So anyhow, I wanted to share that with you because I just thought it was so powerful. And just so you know, she's looking for a puppy. So Grace and Audrey, when they came in on Sunday, I mean, we already took pictures and was sending them to Danny because he and the girls were staying over at his mom's, and he was like, oh my gosh, this is huge. This is a huge thing for her to do this. So anyhow, they are currently looking for probably maybe a rescue dog or something like that. And Lauren Berryman, y'all know Lauren, she sent me a picture of somebody that she knows has got 2 little Morkies, little boy Morkies that are 2 years old, that are brothers, and they cannot keep these puppies. They are they've got some stuff going on in their life and they cannot take care of these puppies. So I sent those to Ashley and I'm just waiting to hear back from her. But anyhow, you guys, is that not the most amazing story ever? I thought it was awesome. All right. So Blair, I'm going to let you come over here and sit in the hot seat. Blair's going to talk to you guys for a minute. Yeah. So here we go. And have a seat. Oops, I'm sorry.
Hey, hey, hey. Everybody doing good? I hope so. Better than the poor people in North Carolina right now, right? I was
Yeah,
just
let's pray for
looking at
them.
some of that on the news and the Weather Channel. And I mean, those, you talk about priorities when something like that's bearing down on your home, your family, your kids, your pets, whatever, you're not worried about the small stuff, right? It's just like, if have I got my kids? Yeah. If I got my pets? Yeah. If I got, some food and a pillow and a blanket in the car and get the heck out of here, right? So I think that kind of boils it down for all of us because we all get kind of wound up in our own little world and our own little problems and what's happening here with me, and all that. But it's a much bigger world out there, isn't it? There's millions of people out there in this big, crazy world. And we've all got similar wants and desires and needs and whatever. But at certain points in all of our life, that crisis hits and we have to be prepared and level headed, right? Clear headed, level headed. So that's what I was talking to Mel a little bit about earlier tonight is, it's just so important for all of us, me and Melody too, to keep our focus, keep clarity, keep our eyes on the prize, and just to reassure people as we're talking to people that are already in the business, new people coming in, that we've got our hands on the most awesome company out there. I know I'm biased. I know I'm whatever prejudice with it works, but we've been at this for quite a while, right? 13 years. And, we know Mark and Cindy Pentecost personally, and Pam Souter personally, Mike personally, Cammie, we used to be in a so-called competition with Cammie when she was a distributor, and we were the first ambassadors, and then she was the next ambassadors, and it was kind of like, one step ahead, try to keep one step ahead, that kind of thing. But you just have to know that Mark is going to keep this company, it works, on the cutting edge of the industry. We've got and we've always had, cutting edge products. Our products, you just can't get them anywhere else. It's just amazing. They keep coming out with these, I call them just miracle products. I mean, I've been fired up. I've been on the collagen now. This is my 10th day. I think it was my 10th day, pretty sure. But I mean, you can't get it out there anywhere. There's other ones out there on the market, but they don't have all 5 ingredients that we have. And ours is about half of the price, if not more than half the price of these other inferior products out there. The little energy shots, you can either drink the Keto Go or you can take the little packet, I call it the little pixie stick. And I mean, these products are just life-changing, gang, and nobody can get them. Some of these folks or whatever that, decided they wanted to go a different direction, and that's fine too. It's their call, it's their choice. But when you go into a company where you can get similar products at Walmart or the grocery store or Target or something like that, you're not going to have a long-term business in network marketing. You're just not. The companies cannot compete with that Walmart price for, household cleaning products or toothpaste or whatever, and the network company cannot compete with that and pay distributors the bonuses that we all hope to make. It's just, I've seen it over and over for 20 or more years. So, I mean, we look at this long term. We weren't looking just to make a quick buck and then jump in something else and try to make a quick buck and then jump in something else. We looked at what can we sink our teeth into, because where Blair and Melody had come from, we had tried with 2 companies and we made a little bit of money with one, and with the other we just learned a lot of good stuff. We didn't make any money, but we learned good stuff. We met good people and stuff like that. But we weren't looking for what's the next thing out there to jump in and, all right, gang, we're going to go do this month or these 2 or 3 or 4 months or whatever. We were looking for what can we do that we can make a good residual income, the mailbox money income, month after month, year after year. And when I met Mark Pentecost in October of 2005 for the first time, and was able to sit down across the table from him and talk to him a little bit. You could do that back then. But we were driving home from Brentwood to Lebanon, Tennessee, about 45 minutes away. And I told Melody, I said, I can't put my finger on it, but I just know these people are different. These people are the real deal. They were genuine. They were just as down to earth as they could be. I don't know. There was just something about it that we were really knowing that we had our hands on something phenomenal. And you guys, you still do. Here we are 13 years later, and you still do. We've still got cutting edge products with more in the works, more in the pipeline. A lot of these companies in the industry are already in, 50 countries, 60 countries, 70 countries or whatever it is, And what are we now? I can't keep up.
23,
I think, like low 20s, 21, 23.
Mexico's coming.
Foreign countries, but the whole world is still open for us. I mean, there's still people right here in our backyard in Gallatin, Tennessee, who still have not really heard of It Works, or if they have, they've never even tried a wrap. They certainly hadn't tried keto coffee. So, I mean, we've still, like I said, got these life-changing, cutting-edge products that you can be proud of, that you can, know that you're the only source these people can get to do that. But when we did the numbers on that bulletproof coffee, when people were, making their own and doing that, whatever, and to get
Starbucks at $6.
It's insane, the price point. So our price point is just incredibly, beating the socks off of them. Plus, I think we've got a superior product, which that's just me. But so you need to know that. You need to know that. And you need to know that, your dreams are not some far out fantasy way out there. They're your future, but you've got to fight for them. You've got to cling for them. You've got to fight for them. When we had the, I guess anniversary is the right word to use for 9/11 that just, happened 17 years ago, September 11th, when the towers came down and the Pentagon was attacked and the other people took over the plane and they crashed in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and they all died. I mean, I was watching some of that the other day, and I've seen it before. I told Mel, I've seen all this stuff before, but just seeing it again, it just totally struck home for me. Some of the stories of these incredible people. One girl was from California, and she was going to New York City for one day, gang. One day. She was going to close a business deal and had to be at the World Trade Tower for a breakfast meeting at 9 o'clock that morning. And then she was going to fly right back home to California that night. But guess what? She was one of those that were above the 84th floor where that jet hit. And she didn't fly home that night. Another one was a real estate guy. He'd been a real estate agent, and he'd got a promotion, and it was his last day at work at the World Trade Tower. And the next day he was going to start his new job at his new location, and he wouldn't have been there on September the 12th. He was married, had 2 small children, and same thing for him. That was his last day. I mean, like his really last day on planet Earth. And I say that to, it just really jarred me, I guess, or whatever, that, none of us ever know. You never know. Is this my last day? Was this my last hour? Was this my last hug, goodbye, or good morning, or love you, to my family or my kids or whatever? And you just have to live your life knowing that you got to go for it with everything you got. Because there's very few times in life, like I've said before, and I keep saying it, where you can just go for it with everything you've got and know that you can get there. I think that's all that any of us want. We're not lazy people. We're not, just hand it to me. I mean, I'd take it if they handed it to me, but I know they're not going to. I'm not afraid to work for it. Worked hard all my life in construction for a lot less than we make it now. But this is a chance, and this is a chance you're offering to people. And you just need to know that whether they take you up on the opportunity or not, that's their call. I mean, I wish it was our call. I feel sorry for the people that do say, no, I don't think so, not right now, or whatever, but it's their call. And that is frustrating. I understand all that. But you just need to know that you know that you know. You got Mark Pentecost owning this company. Thank God Mark is the owner of this company. He doesn't have to answer to any board of directors or anything else, like a lot of these companies have sold out and they're publicly owned behind the scenes and all this kind of stuff. Just keep your goals in front of you. Keep your dreams ever present. I know everybody here has surely got their dream board, but keep adding to it. Keep adding to your dream board. And Blair and Mel, we're in the same boat, because I told this story at conference a few years ago. We'd worked hard and found this beautiful home on Old Hickory Lake in Gallatin, Tennessee, and we were able to get it. And, thank God for It Works and Melody's hard work. We were able to afford it, and we, talked to Mark a little bit after we moved in, and he was like, how are you guys doing? Everything settled in? And we were like, yeah, just been really hectic. And he's like, wow, I'm really anxious to see what's next for you guys. And, we got off the phone, and I was thinking, wow, we just wanted to kind of catch our breath. Like, what's next, man? This was a biggie, you know. But he was so true. He was so right, because like we have to keep going for that next thing. What's our next goal? What's our next vision? And it all ties into you guys. It all ties into all the people in our group and in your groups, and new people coming in, people we haven't even met yet. That's what's really cool about this too. But anyway, I know I'm kind of rambling on here, but keep your goals in front of you every day. Mark's throwing it out there. He's got these crazy bonuses out there. I mean, the Disney trip, we may or may not get drawn, but at least if you're in the running for it, you give yourself a pat on the back that I did what I had to do to try to qualify, right? And if they draw my name, hallelujah, man, we'll have a great time. If not, so what? Your business is further along than it would have been if you didn't go for it, you know? So we don't hit all our goals. We don't hit them all, but we just reset them, pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and just keep on keeping on. So with that, I'll tell you, I love you, and keep your goals ever present. Like I said, keep your dreams in front of you. Keep adding to your dream board, because you can have your dreams. I guarantee you can have them if it works. Love you.
Woo!
Next
Careful.
time.
Zoe's right there.
Oh, don't want to step on her.
Oh, my goodness.
Watch out, girls.
All right, guys. Wow, I don't know if I need to do anything else. Has anybody else got anything else they want to say? Or is there anybody got any questions? Or, I'm just going to kind of open it up and see if anybody's got a question. While y'all are doing that, this book right here, Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk, is so good. This is about becoming a presence on social media. And it was really, I know it's hard to follow Blair. I know, Susie. But, he was talking about in this book right here, and Blair kind of touched on it, that, people know, what did he say? Oh my gosh. He's talking about that, we have the best products, and you got to have a good product, and that we've got some cutting edge things. And he was saying in this book that if you don't have a good product, then you're just going to be shooting bullets in the wind. You will lose your credibility. And so he talked about the importance of having a good product that you can promote, that you can talk about and all. But I'm just beginning this book, and I just, from thumbing through it, it's how great entrepreneurs build their business and influence, and how you can too. So that's a good one. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else got anything else to say? We've been at this now 36 minutes, so we don't have to go a whole hour. Anybody else? Susie, Melinda, Carissa. I know Carissa's doing some power hours. Carissa, do you want to unmute yourself really quick and just talk about those power hours about the Connect app? I knew we were going to do that. So the Connect app. Carissa, are you still there? Where'd she go? Oh, she must have got off of here. Anyhow, I think she posted something, you guys, about some power hours doing the Connect app and just sending messages. It is really, really cool. I think I posted the link for the video that Barbara Bozer had done, where she had a really cool thing where she had a picture of her phone on the computer and was showing what to do with her phone, but it was on the computer screen. I don't know how she did that, but anyhow, it was really cool. So anyhow, check into that. Are y'all loving the new website? Oh my gosh, I love the new website. It's so nice. It's so fresh, and it's so youthful looking. And, I just had a great idea the other day. I was looking at the website and looking at our collagen and the tropical crush pinky grapefruit color, orangey pinky color. And thinking I've got a show coming up the first weekend in October, and I'm thinking about how I could do something to promote a fountain of youth. Have some pink in there, kind of just reinventing ourselves and doing something like that. What do y'all think about something like that? It's not that we're not black, green, and bling. I still love black, green, and bling, but I also love wearing some other color too. And I think we could do that with the introduction of the keto line and the collagen. Again, kind of reinventing ourselves a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Ashley said, Carissa's gone. Oh, I wonder if they're getting hit by the storm. I mean, they're up on that eastern seaboard, so I hope that her power didn't go out or whatever. But anyhow, but yeah, I mean, doing something tropical, fun, beachy. I think I'm going to kind of play around with that, so I'll let you know. Okay, but anyhow, I think we've probably done all we need to do for tonight. If nobody seems to have anything else they want to say. I want you to keep everybody in your prayers. People who are facing this storm, please keep them in your prayers. And, let me know if you guys need anything. We're just a message away. So, love you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we'll see you next Thursday. All right. Bye.